Hey, thanks for joining me for another episode of Keeping It Fresh with Yvonne Daniels podcast. It is your well-being girlfriend, Yvonne Daniels, and of course, I am encouraging you once again to embrace the power of giving your own permission for better choices, health, and wealth, one deep breath at a time. All you need is an open heart and an open mind and a willingness to grow and to go. Now, over this way, we're all about changing health narratives and leaving health legacy. And of course, your health is the wealth that you are actually born with. We talk about so many other different types of wealth, which are great. And we want to find out all that we can to make sure that we're doing all we can with that. But your health is that one wealth that you're just born with. All right. And, man, if you have family members that have had different illnesses and diseases that they have dealt with, that doesn't mean that you have to continue that legacy. All right. So I'll tell you what, it is October. Happy October. Man, we are in full swing with fall. And of course, with that comes, man, the change in weather, which can mean a change in our health. My faithful and trusty producer over here, Matt, in the building. How you doing this afternoon, Matt?
I'm doing pretty good. How are
Yeah.
you doing today?
I am well. How's October going for you?
I just found out that I got a 100 on my recent test, so there's that. But
Yay!
October's going pretty good. What about yourself?
I am well. How is your health as we enter these starting to be cooler months?
Let's see here. I'm not sure if many people knew this about me, but I used to be a lot heavier. I'm
Okay.
down about 100 pounds so far
Wow.
and still trying to lose some more weight. So there's
Wow.
that. Other than that, I try to work out every day. Push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, all that stuff. Could do a little bit more on my cardio, but that's something that I got to work on. And other
Wow.
than that, yeah.
Wow. And Matt, Matt is what I call a youngin. Matt, you just turned 20, right?
Yeah, that is correct.
Well, congratulations on, man, your accomplishments in your health. I'm going to have you on my podcast just full on. It's going to be me and you. Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Are you taking care of yourself? Are you finding that maybe things are changing with you? Are you starting to feel like maybe you're getting cold or something like that?
No,
Okay,
the only
good.
thing that I think I could work on is my sleep schedule. I know last
Yeah.
episode we talked
Yep.
on that a little bit, but yeah, other than that, I think everything's all set.
Good, you are listening. Well, that is so important. And once again, I am your well-being girlfriend. We need that support. We just need, each other to kind of say, hey, how are you doing on your sleep? How are you doing on tuning into your body? There's so many things going on in October that we're going to be touching on. One of them is Virus Appreciation Day this month. Virus Appreciation Day. Now, most people think when they think of viruses, they're like, ain't nobody got no time to be appreciating viruses. Well, viruses have actually, this Appreciation Day has been going on since about 2001, so a little over 20 years. It is unknown how it got started, and what type of viruses are supposed to be appreciated. So are we talking human viruses, animal viruses, computer viruses? Probably not that. But more often than not, the National Virus Appreciation Day has been associated with human viruses. And we, ask, why should we appreciate them? Shouldn't they be destroyed? And perhaps the National Virus Appreciation Day is appreciating the power of viruses, because viruses are really a formidable force. They're serious. So we have to make sure that we are appreciating them, just if for nothing else than to know the kind of havoc they can wreak. And if they are ignored, it could be to our own detriment. So viruses are really just microscopic parasites that are usually smaller than bacteria. And in order for them to replicate and survive, they must enter a host body. This exhibit number 1, 2, yours is a host body, like an animal, a human, or even a plant. They may gain access inside a host body through open wounds and respiratory passages. Okay, so we have to keep that in mind. That's why you have to clean out your wounds and all that. Oh, and I must say too, before I go any further, I'm not a doctor. Okay, I am not a doctor. I'm just your well-being girlfriend that is really, really into this kind of stuff. This is really important. I think we all should be, so that we can really maximize our wealth, which is our health. All right. So once again, we've got these viruses that can enter the host, animal, humans, and plants. I tell you what, they can get inside. If a mosquito has a virus in its saliva, if it bites you, of course, you can get a virus. All right. So we want to make sure that we are staying on top of that. Touch points, respiratory droplets, direct contact, bodily fluids, contaminated water or food, insects, and from a mother to a child during birth are always through which viruses can spread. And viruses can cause disease. Just think about this. And this is what got me so excited and so interested in viruses, because the influenza viruses cause influenza, which is the flu. Many strains of virus, such as some coronaviruses, there's more than one, can produce the common cold. All right. That's why, Matt, I was asking you about that, because usually in these colder months, people tend to feel like they're getting more colds, the common cold. One coronavirus, severe acute respiratory syndrome 2, or SARS-CoV-2, causes COVID-19. We've got some other diseases caused by viruses, such as measles. That's a virus, all right? Hepatitis, caused by a virus. Polio, a virus. Ebola, a virus, which was why I was just like, wow, pretty much everything starts as a virus. The immune system is a powerful thing. We love our immune systems. That's why we try and keep those up, because they really, really want to fight off everything for us. They detect these viruses and they will attempt to fight them off. We got these cells that recognize the viruses and they're like, ain't nobody got time for that. What you got? What you got? Come on. They really try and protect you. They release these substances into your body to attempt to kill them. Sometimes they're not effective. We've got other types of immune cells. I love these, the natural killer cells. We want to make sure that we keep those really, really strong. The killer cells kill off certain viruses, and they try their best to do that. Vaccines are encouraged. We're going to, in further episodes, be getting some doctors on here so they can tell us about some vaccines that can be suggested to help save your life, if and keep you from getting seriously ill. So, with all of this, with the viruses, now that we know a lot of the things that are caused by viruses, pretty much everything, measles, hepatitis, polio, Ebola, we want to make sure that we are basically protecting ourselves from viruses, all right, or the viruses, the diseases that they can cause. And so we've got a few things here that we want to kind of tap into. I love these podcasts where we're just kind of touching on these things. Yes, Matt. Yes, he's got it right here. Hey, thank you. Grab that. Clorox. Yep, we can do our Clorox, which actually lends itself to staying as clean as possible. I know here in the studio, we wipe down everything. And Matt, that's something I was going to suggest too. We need to wipe it down before and after, huh? We want to make sure we keep this bug clean, because we do not like getting sick. So that is one thing to do. We want to make sure that we're wiping down surfaces. We are washing our hands. I know you wash your hands, right, Matt? All the time.
Yep.
Yes, me too. I mean, to the point where I'm like, okay, I have to carry around my bottle of lotion, because always washing my hands. And so that is just something really, really simple that we can do. And you would be surprised at, how powerful that is, to make sure that especially when you're around people, if you are shaking a lot of people's hands, I'll be honest with you, when I'm shaking hands a lot of times, and if you see me doing this, don't take it personally. It's just me trying to stay as well as possible. If I shake a hand, I will not do anything with that hand or hands until I go and wash them, because you really can contract some serious stuff, and you just really don't, just different bacteria and stuff are passed from person to person. And so it's nothing personal. Everybody's just trying to stay safe. So make sure that you're washing your hands. Of course, it is suggested that you wash with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. Matt, are you a hand sanitizer guy?
Yes, ma'am.
I like that, but I'll tell you, if I can't get to some soap and water, that is my first go-to.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the most powerful thing. All right. So we're keeping our sanitizer, but try to get to some soap and water. All right. When you can. I'll be honest with you, I carry a little thing of soap mixed with water in my office. I just will kind of pump it and put it in my hands and wipe with paper towels. All right, that's just me. I do not like being sick, okay? Avoid touching your face as well, your eyes, your nose, your mouth. Quick story here. Years ago, when I worked at the Gap years ago, I was one of the lead cashiers, and I handled a lot of money. That was when I really, really realized how dirty money is. Money is so dirty. My hands would be black when I would finish my 4 or 5 hour shift. One day, I guess I didn't make it to soap and water quick enough. something. I guess I touched my eye and I had pink eye for probably 4 or 5 days. So that was my wake up call. So learn from me. All right, don't go down that ditch. Make sure that you're not touching your eyes, nose, or mouth with unwashed hands. Make sure you wash them before you touch any of those areas. All right. Vaccinations are suggested as well. Wearing masks can be beneficial as well. I'm starting to see more people wear those masks, especially if you have, some type of illness or disease that can compromise your immune system. You want to make sure that you are making sure that you are taking as many precautions as possible. When people go in for a hug, I'm seeing a lot of people doing the elbow thing again, doing the bumping fist. I don't take it personally when people do that because I just, assume that they are trying to stay well and I want them to stay well. So I want to help them with that. And so if you see somebody doing that, I have seen people that get offended, but don't. All right. Just we're all in this together, all trying to stay well together. Maintaining your physical distance. Once again, if you have a compromised immune system, if you've got maybe like well, I don't want to name because I'm not a doctor, but if you have something that will, that if you're around a lot of people or if you're, if you're, you just can't be, compromised. So make sure that you're keeping that physical distance, even if it's like a gathering that you really want to go to. It's a party. Now, the outdoors, you may not be able to be outside like you want to, okay, if you have a compromised immune system. But when you go into these spaces, make sure you've got your protection. Make sure you've got your mask. Make sure you're washing your hands, okay? Make sure you're keeping your distance. Make sure that you're in a properly ventilated place, all right? Make sure that you've got your windows open. That fresh air is powerful as well. So that's another just very simple thing that you can do. If you've got a filtration system, make sure that you're putting that into use. This actually can help to reduce the concentration of airborne viruses. Just simple things that we can do. And of course, you want to stay informed. You want to stay informed to all the health updates, all of the authorities, the CDC, WHO, WHO, regarding anything, any outbreak. Just make sure that you are staying aware, which is a part of what we say, that you've got to tune into your body. You've got to make sure that you're aware of what is going on. And if you are sick, I have coworkers that are like, I have one specifically that will say, "Are you sick?" I don't take it personally. If she hears you coughing or sneezing, she just wants to make sure because she understands how quickly an illness can spread. And so if you are sick, and I know you want to come in, you think you're cool, but you know what? Think about other people as well. So if you're sick, if you think you're coming down with something, take a day off, get yourself together, hydrate, make sure you're eating properly, make sure you're getting your rest. That's one of the best things you can do to get well. All right. Make sure you're washing your hands and then come back to join your coworkers after, all right, you have gotten most of that out. I would dare say, when you feel almost 100%, you may not be able to wait that long, but take time out and don't have others joining into what could be something you're coming down with. All right. We love you. All right. And we want you to stay well. We want to stay well as well. So in honor of this Virus Appreciation Day, we are going to honor the fact that viruses can wreak havoc on us. They can cause disease. We want them to stay in their place, and we're going to do all that we can to make sure that they stay in their place. So happy October. Hopefully you're doing all these things. I'm going to put some of these just suggestions in the show notes. And, sometimes I like to revisit some things that maybe I can do as well to stay well. All right. And maybe some things you can tell other folks to do as well. So Matt, what we forgot to do at the beginning, we're going to do it right now. We're going to take that deep breath. How about we do that?
Sounds good.
All right. Come on. Join me. Let's go. In and out, giving your body permission to relax. All right. Helping you not to be so overwhelmed with taking care of yourself, helping us to appreciate viruses and all that we can do to make sure that we don't allow them to wreak the havoc that they could, all right, if we're not getting enough sleep, accepting responsibility for our well-being, taking deep breaths, tuning into our bodies, and moving our bodies, all right? Your well-being girlfriend, Yvonne Daniels, all right? This is to our health and our wealth. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Take a Deep Breath with Yvonne Daniels. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. You can also check out my blog, Deep Breaths and Taste Buds, at blogspot.com. Take those deep breaths, and I'll see you in the next episode.